Hello Internet, I'm the Disney Brain and welcome back to the Andi Mack review. Last time, we got a pretty good first look at Bowie and the kind of person that he is. This time around, Bowie continues his journey towards being a real father, while Buffy tries to turn Cyrus into more of a man, whatever that means. So, without any further ado, let's jump right in and discuss Episode 8, Terms of Embarrassment. We start things off with Bowie trying to fit in at the Mack residence. Cece obviously isn't overly interested in the idea, but Bowie eventually convinces the family that he genuinely loves Andi, and if that means having to miss out on a few days of touring, so be it. Unfortunately for Andi, that means having to deal with the less novel side of having a dad, from which we derive the episode's title. And I know that Ultimate Frisbee isn't exactly football in terms of a fan base, but really? No parents ever come to these games? That's a little hard to swallow. Our side plot for the evening involves Cyrus receiving a strange text from Jonah, calling him girly. They set this up nicely by parlaying that text into Buffy feeling a bit insecure regarding her own perceived femininity. This is a great direction to take these characters, because they've both been firmly established as anything but prototypical representations of their genders, and it would have made for a great way to attack the idea of traditional gender roles, a concept that should be archaic by now. Unfortunately, that's not really what we get here. Instead, it's just Buffy trying to teach Cyrus how to act more manly, a plot that we've seen done 1,000 times before, and they never do anything interesting with Buffy in terms of how she defines being a woman. So, short story shorter, it all ends up being an autocorrect misunderstanding because Jonah actually thinks Cyrus is gnarly, and that's it. That's all we get here. So much potential for interesting character turns, but nothing really comes of it. Getting back to the main plot gives us probably the best scene in the episode. Dinner tonight is a surprise, cooked by Bowie himself, and the meal ends up being a dish that Cece's mother used to make. The emotions can't help but raise to the surface as she's reminded of her own childhood. And if you're thinking you've seen this kind of cultural connection before, you have. Except in Wendy Wu, that scene was more crucial to the narrative of the film, but it still works here as a way to add some more layers to Cece as a character. And it does beg the question of how Asian she perceives herself to really be, since she never embraced cooking traditional meals as her mother did. And if they took another page from the Wendy playbook down the line and addressed that question as a family, then we'd probably get an amazing episode out of it. The Mack family is Asian American, primarily, so the best thing you can do with that diversity is embrace it. The scene between Bex and Bowie that comes later was also nice. I have never bought into the whole "I'll come back when I make it" thing, but at least Bowie always seems genuine with his words and his feelings, which is probably why Bex doesn't find it all that awkward spending time with him despite having been separated for many years now. So, all the while, Bowie continues to be a headache for Andi, which boils over when she catches him messing around with her computer. We could all pretty much predict that some sort of misunderstanding was incoming, but would it really have been so hard to just ask Andi first? You don't even have to tell her exactly what you're doing. That part could still be a beautiful surprise, but I guess they just really needed Bowie out of the picture for the next few episodes. And that's episode 8, Terms of Embarrassment. It's a pretty good episode with several really good moments, but as a top to bottom 22 minutes of television, it's certainly not one of the better episodes to date. So much of the potential was squandered in favor of doing something a bit safer and more by the books. Boy acts girly, female friend trains him to act more manly, been there, done that. New exciting family member comes in, but quickly wears out his welcome while just trying to be a good guy, then misunderstanding ensues and child feels like the bad guy, been there, done that. And yeah, those things were engaging enough to make for another competently put together episode, but this is Andi Mack we're talking about. This would easily have been the best episode of Jessie or something, but this ain't that. This episode in its entirety was just a little too easy, because we've all seen enough TV shows to know where it's all going well before it gets there, which is a shame, because there are so many really great scenes here that could have been expanded into a great episode all their own, or conversely, dig deeper into Cyrus and Buffy as characters and make them the central focus. All in all, Andi Mack seemed to lose just a bit of steam this week. It's not a trend I expect to continue, and we still got a pretty good episode out of it, but that having been said, I do think we should be holding Andi Mack to a higher standard, just like Girl Meets World before it, because both shows have proven their ability to handle difficult or taboo topics with exceptional grace and understanding. Let's do more with Cyrus's individuality than just a text gaffe. Let's have more than just a throwaway line about anonymous people calling Buffy unladylike. Let's explore these topics, give them the attention they deserve, and see how the pair develop as a result of that exploration. Also, why is it suddenly winter in their world and then not winter in the next scene? But anyways, technical details aside, for me, this week was just a bit of a letdown. They gave me good, I wanted better. Did you feel the same? Different? Let me know down below. And as always, thanks for watching.
Never.
Uh-uh.
He likes to dance.
That was your fault. For playing Do the Hustle.
Do the hustle. Do the hustle.